Hello, hello. Okay, we're talking about divine purpose. You're being shoved into it, what the energy means, what to do with it, and how to fulfill that ache, that deep ache, that knowing, that crazy ache where you're like, I am here for something. I just don't know what and I don't know how. I want to talk a lot endlessly because I can chat. We're going to dive really, really, really deep into that today. And I just want to give you some insight on how to navigate it, what to do with it, how to trust it, and how to find what that ache is for, what you're here to actually do with it. So, for those of you that haven't met me before, I'm Dime. I know I have a ton of new followers, so that's really cool. Hi. Um, yeah, let's dive into it. I do have my cards, so we are going to do an energy pull at the end. So, I'm going to give you a channeled message at the end. But when you arrive, hit me in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Oh, look, it's already there. I just opened it. Hello, hello, hello. Um, okay. So where do we start? I have to wait for a few more people to show up because I have a question. Somebody sent me something and hello, Omar. Um, somebody sent me a gift. So who sent this to me? I got it in the mail today and it's so cute. Hi, Susan. It says strong and then it opens up, boop, and it says as fuck. Thank you. I don't just showed up in my mailbox. So thank you so much, whoever it was. I think I know who it was, but I don't 100% know. So, anyways, I love you and thank you. Um, all right, let's get into it. We are going through a very, I say it all the fucking time and I'm kind of getting redundant with it, but okay, I'm gonna reset. I'm kind of off. I literally just came out of a meditation and all I want to do is wrap up in my blanket today and sleep. Like last 3 days, is anybody else like exhausted? Like feeling complete exhaustion? Um, literally I could sleep for like a week, but I desire to, but my body doesn't want to sleep at all. So it's really fun. It's awesome. I'm hiking. I might lose connection. Hi, Michelle. Okay, let's get into it. So 2025, it's a year. The whole year is a year. It's not a bad one. It's just a little whirlwindy, we'll call it. I realize that that's not proper language. Um, 2025 is 4 star seeds, 4 light workers. It's it's ascension. It is massive ascension. There was a great big ascension wave that hit us in 2019, all the way through to 2020, on and off that timeline. And a lot of you woke up then, spiritually awoke, if you want to call it that. We have another massive one, and it doesn't matter. This is something that I might get a little spicy about. The other day, me and my partner literally passed out after work. Oh, yeah, it's what I want to do right now. Um, so the awakening process doesn't end. You guys know how I feel about the term spirituality. Was it from you, April? Aw, thank you. You're so cute. I love it. Thanks. I put it on right away. I was like, oh, okay. There's no end to it. And as you guys know, I am not a fan of the term spirituality. I think that fourth dimensional consciousness has destroyed spirituality in making it all fluffy and love and lighty and not really fucking doing the work, thinking they're doing the work, but not actually doing the work. And so I'm going to say a couple things before we get into the depths of what's really going on for us right now, because I want you to do the fucking work. I want you to have everything that you deserve. So I'm gonna say something that triggers a lot of people. Your highest timeline, okay? The highest level of ascension, the highest level of awakening, the highest level of spirituality. I prefer the term aware. I don't care for the term awake. I don't care for spirituality. I care for the term aware. Self awareness, human awareness, Gaia awareness, galactic awareness, energetic awareness. With that awareness comes wisdom. So your awakening, your ascension, your awareness never ends. There is no end to it. And it has got my panties in a knot over people being like, that they've arrived and, standing in a false soul purpose, thinking that I'm going to get really banshee and then I'm going to like slide back out of it and say why. Like, because there's tears to it. And I'm going to share a little bit of my journey about how I started and how you move through it and how big it can actually get. So, All the praise to those that are doing their soul purpose, okay, that are attempting to step into this. I love it. I love seeing people doing breath work. I love seeing people do I do not love seeing people do fucking oracle readings and tarot readings and psychic readings. I am not okay with that. The reason I'm not okay with that is because you're giving falsified hope. I would never mislead someone. I would never say this is the be all end all for you. I would never say that love is on its way and that you are destined to have millions of dollars or some bullshit, whatever, because everything is up to you. It is an inside out journey. It is a inside awareness, expansion of wisdom, stepping into the world. This is how it really works, right? Yeah, exactly, Omar. So many people limit themselves because they think they reach the most woke point. They get to like the rabbit holes and the conspiracy and the fuck the government and the freedom movement and the love and light bullshit and the living off grid and all of the things and think that that is spirituality. And it's not. It's not. Spirituality is awareness. It's an inside out job and there's no end to it. It begins small, your journey, your expansion begins small and it doesn't end. There's no end to it. So when I see people in the world being like, oh, so sovereign, like fucking Russell Brand, for example, like, okay, it just makes me crazy because I'm like, that's not what it is. There's no end to it. There's no limit to it. And if you put limitations on it, you're not it. You're not awake. You're not in it. The other thing that I see is when people step into a sense of purpose, their ache to be special is like a fucking toddler going, "Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look what I can do." And that's what I see. And it makes me ugh, like get over yourself and actually get real. There's no authenticity. You have to be fully authentic to be in purpose. So here's the part that I was going to say that's not popular, very unpopular opinion. For you to arrive in your highest timeline, for you to be in your highest possible timeline, that means that you understand the highest possible outcome of your desires in being human as much as being spiritual. It means that you become your higher self. It means that you have experiences with telepathy, levitation, intense intuition. You understand that being an empath is the most beautiful thing in the world. It is the most beautiful thing in the world. It doesn't drain you. You understand that you have four bodies that all require love and nurturing. And for you to be in your highest timeline, unpopular, ready? It means you will have money. It means you will have divine purpose. It means you will have freedom. And it means that you won't bitch to your best friend about how shitty your partner is behind their back. You will have the love of your life. You will flourish in every possible avenue. And if you're going to go online and you're going to sit there and pretend that all is hunky dory and lie to yourself and your followers or your people at your fucking itty bitty woman circles, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're not there. You're fake and you're pretending. And that's not what it is. It starts out small. It sure does. And then it flourishes when you stand in your authenticity. I'm watching secretly from the sidelines women who have been in my life that are no longer present in my life. And I'm celebrating them right now. I'm watching some of them step into what they were really actually the beginning of what they were meant to do. And I'm watching their transition from phony to authentic. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so excited for them. I'm watching also falsified people on TikTok be like, what, like watching hundreds of people, thousands, probably millions of people be like, oh, I did an ayahuasca thing and now I'm woke. And I'm like, no, you did drugs and you had an out of body experience, but did your life change? That's the part that I have to ask you. And that's what I want to do with you today. I want to help you change your life. If you are going to say that money is the root of all evil, you are the problem. Money is not the root of all evil, greed is. Money is a gift here. It's a point structure. It is something that you can use to do whatever you desire with. And if you want to walk the path of fancy, bougie, big things, then yeah, fucking do it up. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to have all kinds of material possessions and be mildly materialistic, there is nothing wrong with that. That's your journey. If you want to be somewhere in between and enjoy all the bougie things and have a modest life, there's nothing wrong with that. If you really, really desire to live off grid and shit in a box and like a hole in the ground, all that stuff, that's awesome. You do you. Like, no thanks. But what I want to ask you right now, I want you to get really real with yourself right now. In your journey, with your awakening, you're going to have these beautiful transitions and these beautiful changes. And with all of the modalities that you're doing, the healing, the um, let's say that you've started a spiritual business. I'm gonna talk to someone directly right now. Let's say you started a spiritual business fucking over 10 years ago and you still do not have a regular clientele. You're the problem. You're the problem. You're not in divine purpose. Divine purpose is a combination of understanding deep universal wisdom, not taking a fucking course and regurgitating that information or actions for another individual without actually understanding what it is within you that is doing that. You're not woke, you're not spiritual. You want to be important. So, has your life changed? That's the question that I want you to process right now. With your journey, if your life has not changed, you're missing something, my love. And I want to help you find that. I very much want to help you find that. I care. When you are truly in divine purpose, you're going to go through some phases, okay? So, phase one, the ache, I want to throw up. It hurts so bad. I'm meant for something. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to find it. The ache. That's a long phase for a lot of us. It certainly was for me. My ache was always there since I was a wee child. Um, and it got stronger and stronger and stronger. And then in the 90s, I started trying to figure it out. Figured it out mildly. I started, anyways. And then phase two is an expansion of universal wisdom, understanding or thinking that you understand. This is like the fucking gag me with a spoon part. Thinking you understand manifestation. And so you start to, and I saw it on my comments I put up a TikTok today, and I love you if you're here following, but let me just set you straight. It is an actual phase that you go through that shows that you are in the very beginning of 4D when you start to advertise that you are going to win the lottery. Heads up. You got work to do, babe. It is a normal phase. I work with thousands of people in a month, right? I hear it all the time, and I certainly went through it myself. I went through the, "I'm gonna win the lottery," and I'm watching my husband just got over that phase. He's like, "I think I'm gonna win the lottery, like, I understand this manifesting thing now." And I'm like, Oh, this is amazing. I love this because he was the opposite of spiritual, and so he's evolving. It's amazing. But most people will get stuck in that phase. They will get stuck in I've got purpose. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to win the lottery. And I'm going to spend the money doing this. And this is what it's going to look like. And it's going to be so great. And then nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. And then they try meditating harder. And then they start to hang out with spiritual people. And then they pick up their own fucking cards. And they're like, come over. I'm going to do a reading for you. I'm going to do a reading for everybody I know. It's, so did you know? Like, I'm totally going to do it. And all they do is pick a fucking card and then read it out of the fucking book and be like, ta-da. You've been served. And I'm like, mhm, key, cute. And they get stuck there. And then when nothing happens, also what's really common in this phase is the ache to leave your partner. That your partner's never going to get it, and that because you're oh so spiritual now, and your partner's never going to get it, and you get frustrated, and you think you should probably leave them. So you start to plan on what does that look like. And some of you are dumb enough to walk away from your real life job and not actually follow the path. So you put yourself into a very interesting situation, and then you get burnt out and you lose hope because you still believe in hope, and you lose sight of it and you stay stuck in a cycle of false spirituality and you don't go any further. And so you go to TikTok and you start watching tarot readings who promise you, oh, it's all coming. So then you get spoon fed your hope again and you're like, oh, yeah, me, it's happening. And then you get deflated and then you go back to TikTok and someone spoon feeds you hope and the cycle continues. So you can do that, or you can actually do the fucking work. You've arrived in fifth dimensional consciousness, in humanity. I talk all about it. You guys know I'm going to talk about this. I talk all about it. So, page 134 is where it starts. I will show you the diagram, shall we? I thought about reading something out of here today, but I just want to show you something. Okay, I lie. One second. It's page 130. Yeah, it is page 134. Is it though? It's page 133. Okay, this is where it starts. This is the evolution of self. Okay. This is the evolution of self. This is Nikola Tesla's map. This is a channeled book that I wrote. This is the evolution of your own journey. And then it talks about dimensional consciousness as you move through the last part of this book. I've made it as simple as I could possibly make it to share with you. So as you progress, 4D, the beginning of 4D is the oh so exciting manifestation phase. Then you go through your cycle and you get stuck because 4D has a little funnel that you have to go through. And so 4D, you go through this birthing canal into fifth dimensional consciousness, and it's sticky. And it is the dark night of the soul. And how many people in the comments have had more than one dark night of the soul? If I could put my legs up, I put my legs up too. Like, how many of us had more than one dark night of the soul, right? I'm really curious. So, what happens is we are fearful and we don't anchor into or arrive into fifth dimensional consciousness because we are terrified. And this is what you're terrified of. And this is where you're blocking yourself. And you're not even going to believe me when I say this. You're going to think I'm an asshole. And I don't care, but I promise you, these are the signs. Ready? So if you keep saying, trust the universe, all in divine timing, the universe is testing me. If you keep saying, I'm going to step in, I'm learning to manifest, why am I not manifesting? If you are doing all of those things, you are in the cycle of fourth dimensional consciousness. It is not a bad place to be in. It's not judgment, it's not a competition. But there is a canal that you go through into fifth dimensional consciousness, the dark night of the soul. And so what happens is we hit this barrier because we're frustrated. In 40, we get so frustrated. We get like, okay, we get spoon fed hope. And then we're like, we have a great meditation. And then we have like conversations with friends. We're like, oh my God. And then we use our cards and we're like, holy fuck. And we're so stoked. And then nothing changes. And so we hit rock bottom. And then we do it again and we hit rock bottom. And we do it again and we hit rock bottom. And what's happening is you're bouncing off the birth canal, metaphorically, of moving into fifth dimensional consciousness to move into 5D. This is where I really want you to self evaluate because it's a sneaky, sneaky thing here. You still want to be important. You still believe that you need to be seen. You ache to be important. I know a lot of you in the comments right now. I love you enough to call you out on it. There are a lot of you in this phase because you're sitting here going, poor me. This is the meditation I had, and it was so amazing. Guess what happened? And I'm like, that's awesome. Keep going. And I love you. I'm not judging you. I was the queen of 4D. Like, I should have tattooed it on my body that I was a fucking dumbass when I was there. Like, it was ridiculous how fluffy and light and love I was. I understand it. So, what happens is you get stuck there and you have this ache. You have this ache to be seen. We all do, but you don't realize that you already are. It is a transition point. This is one of the last things before you get into fifth dimensional consciousness is you self-fulfill, my love. You don't start talking about you don't have to announce to the world the meditation you had. You don't have to announce to the world how hard it is and how exhausting it is to be a partner or a parent or to be in the 3D job or 3D world. You don't complain endlessly about being an empath. You don't like me, like a baby bird waiting for someone to put some fucking worm meal in your mouth. I love you enough to call you out on it. When you hear yourself being toxic, vulnerable, okay, because that's what you're being absolutely toxic with your vulnerability. You're not being vulnerable. You're being a boohoo crybaby because you won't make change, because you won't go look in the mirror and love your fucking self enough to create change. It's all about, I'm telling you, go love your fucking self and the world will change around you. It will change. If you really, truly, truly, truly love yourself, the world will change. The moment that you become the vibration of love because you love all 4 of your bodies, meaning that your mental body loves your inner child and that your mental body loves your physical body, and you don't talk smack to it, yeah, you're gonna have moments. You're gonna have moments where you're like, "Holy fuck, I do." Like, I'm fucking aging like crazy, and you can't control that shit, and I'm just like, "Whoa." I have these moments where I'm like, "Oh, no." And then these other moments where I'm like, "Ah, that's awesome. It's okay." But they're moments. There's no such thing as perfection, but your life changes. When you arrive in fifth dimensional consciousness, everything changes, and then you can arrive in 6 or 7 or 8. You could go to 9, but not so much. That's when we kind of return to the be all end all. So I go with my life purpose as being alive and hold, transmute the energy. If something bigger comes, and that's great too. I don't know who CA is, but you got a beautiful heart. That is stunning. Like, that's pure. That's love. That's admirable. That's beautiful. Um, and that's like, that is a big part of it. And I am 100% on the same wavelength. My first and foremost purpose is always to offer the best possible energy in my vortex, in my electromagnetic field, to everything I think about, talk to, walk by. I take what I do with heavy, heavy responsibility, and I check my damn self if I'm off. If I'm off, if I'm moody, if I'm being toxic, vulnerable, if I'm being like a real actual bitch, like unnecessarily, if I'm projecting, I check my damn self. Anytime that there is lack in my life, I understand that it's on me. I understand that it's a vibrational thing with me, that my energy, my consciousness is demonstrating to me that there is lack in my life so that I can look at it and heal how this happens, heal why I'm pushing away the things that bring me to my highest possible outcome. So, back to this is a reality check for you, okay? Because the energy, I'm going to talk about why I'm talking about this in a minute, because this is the time that we have to change it within in order to make big change without, because we are being shoved into a deeper sense of purpose, but it's going to go fucking 10 shades sideways if you don't do it right. So, this is the question. With your awakening, with your ache for divine purpose, because I see a lot of people speculating what their purpose is the nice way to put it, visualizing, daydreaming about it, and sitting there telling the whole world that I'm going to teach women self-love on a stage and it's going to be amazing. And I'm like, cool. You're not, though. You're not there. You're in the let me tell you how special I am phase. So drop that shit and work on your damn self, and it will unfold with absolute ease. So the question is, with everything that you're doing, has your life changed? Have you had an increase, a consistent increase in financial flow? Have you had an increase in the way you honor and love all 4 bodies? Do you love your body? Can you look in the mirror, be naked, and be like, I love you? Do you have expectation on your body to be more or less of something? Less aging, less weight, more muscle, more whatever. I don't know what we go through. It's a long time ago for me. But do you have expectation on your body? Do you have expectation on your bank account? Do you have expectation on your partner? And you keep nagging them endlessly to wake up and getting them to try and meditate and telling them about spirit guides and all this bullshit. Like, then you're not there. And so if you really, really want to be there, you've got to look at, why am I walking around trying to change everybody instead of just changing myself? You've got to look at the areas of lack in your life and ask yourself, I'm creating this. You are creating your entire reality, all of it, all of it. Icky. I know. Super icky. There is some bad things that happen. There is a lot of pain that happens in this world. I've been the receiver of a lot of those things. I understand. But you're creating over and over again the same vibration. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's up to you to figure out, what are you putting into your energy field? Because the law of attraction, manifesting, is only ever responding to your vibration, to your energy. You are a little magnet, and whatever it is that you are, and whatever it is that you believe about yourself and your journey is what you're going to receive. So if you are still in toxic vulnerability, you're going to receive, you're probably not going to have a lot of friends at some point. You're probably going to run out of friends. You're probably going to have people be like, yeah, okay, cool. You're going to see lack across the board if you're being toxic with your vulnerability, because this is the opposite of your actual real truth. It's your fear coming out of your mouth. So there's those pieces. Okay. Why am I talking about this? Why am I hammering this at you? 2025 is a year of shit or get off the pot for all of us. And nobody is going to force anybody awake. There's no magic that happens. There's no portal or full moon or equinox. Fuck off, people in their equinox events right now. Like, happens every year. Did your life change after the last one? No. Okay, then we're going to do it again. No, that's awesome. You do that. Yay, you. Um, so nothing's going to do it for you. You have to do the work. You have to allow the expansion of wisdom to happen through you. You have to dedicate yourself to your meditation, to your awareness on where are you hurting your own self? Where are you being a bully? My mom was my first bully. My mom was a really big bully. I don't know her now. I'm sure she's a lovely person. Probably not. But my mom was my first bully. My sister, who I worshiped, was my second. And they all pinned me as the bad guy. And when that finally ran dry and they didn't want me anymore and kicked me to the side like they did everything else in the world, I became my own bully because I didn't understand life without being bullied. So I became my own bully. I started talking bad things to my physical body. I started hating it. I started judging it for its lack of vitality or beauty or grace. I started really just beating myself up. And then I understood. And once I understood, everything started to transpire. So you've got to really look at all of those things. With the energy in 2025, having said that nothing is going to happen for you unless you're doing that work, the energy is very intense. It is very different. We're hearing everybody's talking about, I've always said I can only work on myself for many years, and whoever is with me on this ride, they are meant to be with me. That's really close, Joanna. And I love that you have that mindset about working on yourself, that you are a gift to a lot of people. Like, just the example of working on self is a gift to a lot of people. Okay. So Gaia, you're hearing all of the spiritual community talking about Gaia moving into 5D. They've been shouting this from the rooftops for like, I don't know, fucking years. Gaia's going into 5D. And fucking Dolores Cannon, thank you very much. I wish she could revisit and channel through someone. The world is going to split into two, and we're going to leave behind the old way of things. And every time I see her old lady face tell me that she didn't want to be, go watch her body language and her little smug smile. Go watch. Go watch how she is spoon feeding hope over and over. Sorry, Dolores, spoon feeding hope over and over and over and over again because she wanted to be important, probably because she had no friends when she was a teenager. Like, she's literally trying her hardest to be something. And sure, there's some fraction of truth in there, but the audacity to convince the naive, the naive, the hopeless, the I don't believe in myself and someone has to do it for me crew of spirituality, the audacity to be like, oh, don't worry, it's going to split and you'll be part of the new world and it's going to be great. And I remember just watching one where she started like, I roll my eyes a lot. Stop ranting time. It's fine. I'll stop being mean. I just find it frustrating that there's so many people misleading. It is an inside out job. Okay, back to the energy. Um, we have we're hearing about Gaia anchoring into 5D. Okay. I feel that it's actually 6D, but maybe it's 5D. I don't know. Nobody really knows. But she is ascending. She is expanding, and I channel. So I'm telepathic. I don't care what anybody says. Although apparently Elon Musk wants to trademark that. So that's fun. We'll have to call it something else. I don't know. But I can speak to things and always have since I was even in the womb. But anyways, I channel Gaia quite a bit, which is heavy. I don't suggest it. There's a lot of tears with that. But the way Gaia sort of presents herself right now with her energy is a woman who is in a narcissistic relationship and she didn't know her worth. And so she took the abuse over and over again and kept giving and giving. Anybody in here like that? I'll just keep taking care of, my heart's so big, I'm gonna give, I'm gonna give, I'm gonna give. I'm gonna make sure everybody's okay, and then I'm gonna hide in the closet and eat some cookies when no one's around. Like, that is Gaia's energy, and she's coming into the awareness right now of, "Oh, I don't deserve abuse. Wait a minute." And we are her toxic lover. We are the ones hurting her and everything on it. We're greedy bastards, man. So she's becoming more aware, ascending, becoming more aware that she doesn't want to be abused anymore. And she's ready to walk away from the toxic relationships. And so as she does that, she's going to be a different version of herself. She is her own life. We are the cells within her body. We're the cancer, probably, but obviously. So she's aware of healing. She's aware of, I'm going to heal myself right now. And if you don't like it, that is not my problem. Here's my boundaries. And so she's learning to set her boundaries. What does that look like? We'll get into that another day because it's a little bit different. But as she changes, so I want you to liken it to, I was in a very abusive relationship. Um, Physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, very abusive, narcissistic a hole. I'd love to drop his name one day, but I won't because it's not necessary. Anyway, um, I took all the abuse and tried to take care of his children and my children were going through their own depression and their own, it's normal to go through depression and anxiety and all of these things coming from, long story. So I'm trying to care for my children, trying to care for his children, trying to care for him. And one day it clicked and I was like, I can't, no, 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 no. Me and my babies, me and my babies. And I came up with my exit strategy and I left. Then what happened next, right? So here my children are just barely surviving in a toxic home with toxic abuse. And all of a sudden, they're in a home with me where I'm healing and I'm loving. What happens to the children? They morph. They have relief. They understand in hindsight, oh, that wasn't a good situation. They begin their own healing journey. And so the same thing with Gaia right now. As she moves out of her toxic relationship, her children, all the star seeds, are going to go, oh, I can flourish more now. I can take a deep breath, like, oh my God, whew, that's great. And her toxic lover, well, that's a different story. But we know what that is, right? Society structures, it's all of the things. So it's changing. And there's three major gateway openings in 2025. We are in the thick of one right now. It ends on, so it's the full moon last month to the full moon this month to the full moon April 12th, I believe. Yeah, the 12th. And then we have mid-April to mid-May off energy, kind of. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Then we have another gateway opening for a couple months, and then we have a month off, and then another gateway opening. And we are going to be going through it. And it is, if you are aware, it is a hyper speed ability to look at self, transmute what isn't serving you, and stand taller for the world, for you, for the world, for purpose. And so that's what's happening. Tearing on the connection with Gaia. I bawl my eyes out, Danny, every time I connect into Gaia. So this is what the energy wave is. It's going to do dick all for you, except for make you a little emotional if you're unaware of it. So does anybody have kids in their home right now that are just fucking going through it? I know I'm not the only one. I have extended family that is fucking going through it. My neighbors fucking going through it. Like everyone is going through it if they're unaware. There's heightened emotion. And whatever emotion is the thing that wants to be healed the most is the thing that's on the surface. So we got some cranky people out there. We have some very sad people out there. We have some very anxious people out there. And my heart is smashing over it. It is painful for me right now to do anything in public, to walk through Walmart and see the children with their parents who are just vaping and unaware. The unaware parent who is so broken within themselves and trying so hard to stay in their cycle and stay afloat that their children are becoming the byproduct of that energy, and it hurts. It hurts. I don't want that for anyone. And then we're seeing the 4D community fucking fucks. We're seeing them try to prove something, right? Whether it's them showcasing their next thing or their own journey, or but they're just in this energy of I'm gonna prove it. And I am seeing that with, the evolutionary process of when you have people come in your life and you continue to ascend. This is so hurtful to some of the people who may see this, and I don't mean this in a hurtful way. I mean it in I love you so much way. But there's been so many people in my life, either students, friends, whatever, that all of a sudden cold turkey it with me and massively project onto me and tell me I'm the problem. And I'm very non-reactionary. I'm like, oh, because I can see them. I've always seen what's on the surface. I've always seen their ache to be important. I've always seen the things that they haven't healed, but it's not my role to point it out. It's my role to accept you and love you where you are. And so I've held these women in my life. And now they're all getting together and doing their own fucking thing. And they're very excited about it. That's awesome. I'm so glad for you that you're hosting your women's circles and that it's beginning. But like the fucking, like, I'm going to prove it, rah, 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 energy that I can read radiating off of you. I'm like, oh, okay, baby. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how women's circles support you financially in order for you to sustain a home for yourself. Let me know how that goes. Because I'll be here with my arms open and my heart's open when you realize that you are fucking up because you're not looking at yourself. And I'll support you and I'll love you through it the way I always have, the way I always will. There's the in me, but I don't mean it in that way. Like I really do love. Okay, so there's that piece. The phases of soul purpose. Let's get into that so you know where you are. And then we're going to do an energy pull. I'm really shouty today. Okay, so the phases of soul purpose and how to anchor into it. And what do we do, right? We have the ache and we're like, what is it? It is just like, I cannot remember who said it. Step one, if you truly want to be in divine purpose, I don't believe in soul, I believe in consciousness, whatever. If you really desire to be in divine purpose, your first and foremost rite of passage, we'll call it, is what energy you bring to the world. First and foremost. So we actually had it in the comments. I believe my purpose first to be being an energy for others. That's exactly it. That's the first part. When you are devoted to self-checking, when you are devoted to, and it doesn't mean everywhere, guys. You don't have to be Jesus. Jesus did not walk everywhere all the time in holy energy. He did not do that. Jesus loved his other things. There's lots of evidence of Jesus loving his human moments. So you don't have to do it 24/7, but it's really being aware of what you're offering. Are you offering toxic? Are you offering false hope? Are you offering toxic vulnerability? Are you offering flighty bullshit? Like, are you changing lives? Right? I have one woman in my life who literally is love and light, very 4D, um, not in a bad way. She is the most incredible human to be around. She is literally the epitome of the definition of acceptance and love. I have never met anybody like that. She's incredible. And some of you guys know her. Her name begins with a D. That's all I'm going to say. She's the most beautiful individual in the world, I think. Like, and she's very love and light. She's changing lives by loving so damn hard. Like, she's incredible. So that can be divine purpose. Divine purpose doesn't have to be this big ass thing. It's whatever you want it to be. But you have to become really devoted to walking the path of what am I offering others? Am I truly offering love? And not misleading them and not misguiding them and not offering them false hope and not pulling out your fucking cards and being like, I'm going to do a reading for you. That doesn't help. Nobody's going to make change. Like, just stop, put them away. Do them for you if you want, but I don't even believe in that. I think you just need to understand the 12 principles. Side note. So that's phase one. When I decided to do that and realize I was broken, man. Fuck, I was broken. And I've always tried to check my energy, but I was completely unaware of how much I was aching to be valued and seen and that I wanted to be special. I wanted to be special. So much so that I dressed like I was spiritual. I went and got dreadlocks. I like purple fucking okay, dime, calm down. Um, literally like everything I could. Um, it was just crazy, but it was just so I didn't realize that that's what the ache was. The ache was to be seen, not the ache to be in purpose. And then I became devoted to my own very much my own healing journey, but not over devoted, not 24/7. You don't have to journal every fucking day, none of that. You I'm holding back a little from sharing because I don't know if I'm ready to let people know my purpose. Not sure if that makes sense. That totally makes sense, Susan. Um, It totally makes sense, and I am a fan of that as well, because then you start co-manifesting. The moment that you start sharing what you're gonna be doing, you start co-manifesting. I don't tell you guys dick until it's in motion and I know it's done. I don't. I was a little open about my health journey in December, a little bit, just because I couldn't talk and I couldn't do my lives and I had to go MIA for a bit. And the co-manifesting, you guys, I'm not even gonna get into that, but anyways, just keep it to yourself for a bit is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we become devoted. When you become devoted to your self-awareness, to healing yourself, to loving yourself, there's so much fluff in and around the term healing and inner child healing. It is the Power 369. When you become the awareness of the Power 369, again, then everything changes and healing becomes very easy and enjoyable and beautiful, believe it or not. Um, and then you keep evolving and ascending, and it's amazing. When it comes to purpose, I want you to ask yourself. I used to teach this, and I don't even know if it would be worth throwing this course out again or not. But I used to teach actually stepping into divine purpose. Um, you have an ache, and then you want to think about what are you naturally good at? Minus the take away your Reiki certification, take away your crystal healing certification, put all of that aside, all of it, just put it down for a minute. What are you really, really passionate about? What are you really, truly passionate about? What fascinates you? And then I want you to think about what did you go through? What challenges did you go through? What did you have to endure and conquer and master in your own journey? I had to master, well, a lot actually. It was dark. It was super dark. There was a lot of abandonment. There was a lot of physical abuse. There was a lot of narcissistic abuse from my mom, um, sexual abuse as well. Um, I had to master having everything stolen from me and realizing that I could become a creator. And I think that that's probably the thing I teach the most right now. Not really, but it's like a side it's like the outcome of, but I had everything stolen from me my whole life. I had everything stolen from me. I was the underdog. I was the black sheep in the family, and I wasn't even a rebel. That's the crazy part. I was such a quiet kid. I was so fucking shy, but I had all these labels. Everybody put labels onto me. Everybody. And in high school, everybody put labels onto me. I was really pretty in high school. I didn't know I was pretty, but I was really pretty in high school and in my young adulthood and everywhere I went. And I'm naturally successful because I am psychic. Like it's sorry, it just happens. So everybody put labels on me and they were mean. And I took it and had everything taken away from me. I even had my children taken away from me for a small amount of time due to my husband's religion, my ex-husband's religion. So that was rough. So I had to learn having nothing and how to create everything. And I did. I very much did. I have an incredible life. So, what have you gone through? It's going to give you a big hint in what you're meant to share with the world. You are meant to take people as far as you've gotten, as far as you've gotten. And that's why I roll my eyes at 4D with all the tarot readers and all the bullshit and all the woman circles and the sacred sovereignty, blah, 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 blah. You are meant to take people as far as you've gotten. So, where you at, babe? That's my question all the time. Where you at? Where are you at? Are you still struggling in your relationship? Are you still struggling financially? Then you're not gonna change life. You will not change a life. You will mislead many lives probably, but you won't actually change your life. You will not change your life until you become fully authentic and you live your fucking self. And when you live yourself and you see that reciprocated to you in everything in the world, and you start to arrive in your highest timeline as a star seed, as a spiritual whatever, as awareness, as awake, as wisdom, and in your human experience, fucking go for it. Go for it. I did not start social media until I had it all. I didn't start it. I had everything, everything. And I went through a massive transformation when I integrated my higher self. And I did this cringy fucking thing on YouTube, which I'm not even going to mention because I do not want you to watch it. It's so cringe. But that was my last, I didn't realize that I was integrating. I didn't realize that I was becoming a whole other level of myself. So you're going to go through these phases. It gets really good. And if you could stop telling yourself it's hard, like, fuck, I wish I could redo it. Like, if my higher self said, okay, Dime, you can only remember one fraction, one itty bitty piece to the puzzle. You can keep that one itty bitty piece. You can pick what that piece is, and I'm going to start you over. Would you do it? Fucking right, I would. I absolutely would. And the piece I would remember inside out, inside out. If someone would have just told me inside out, I would have fucking figured this out long, long before I did. So, yeah, 100% I would do it over. It gets that good. It gets that good that you start to look at every challenge in excitement and anticipation and like, what am I conquering? This is amazing. So these are the phases that you're going to go through. There is a big, how do I word this very lovingly? One of the things that's kind of messing you up a bit is labeling your soul purpose, your divine purpose, labeling it, saying, if you have this vision of you standing on a stage teaching something, or you have this vision of being a published author, or you have this vision of bringing a new energy modality to the world, or whatever. I don't fucking know what your dreams are. Okay. If you're holding on to this vision and you're like, that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen, it's never going to happen. Sorry, it's not. Because it's not going to happen if you're holding on to something that you aren't already. You have to become it. You have to become the vibrational alignment of that, meaning you have to become it. You have to learn it. You have to master it thread by thread. If your vision was a tapestry, you have to understand every single thread in that tapestry, in whatever, the sewed fucking piece of whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Totally lost my language there. So you have to be all of it. It's like, I'm going to be the CEO of this company one day, then go be the janitor first. Go be the front desk first. Go work in the manufacturing department. Go understand all the components of the company if you want to be the CEO of it. And you are the CEO of your divine purpose. So go start being the janitor instead of the big holding on to the vision. It won't happen if you just hold on to the vision, my love. I did that for a long time. I would visualize, I would meditate, I would pull my own cards and be like, is it going to happen? And then my cards would be like, yeah, absolutely. And I didn't understand that what I should have been asking is, what's my next step to arrive? Not what's my next step in what content do I create? Um, what do I put in my book? Not in strategy. What's my next inner step in order to arrive? That's what's going to get you there. All right. Okay. You're welcome. I also love how you never lost service, Michelle. Fucking love your energy, Michelle. Like, I'm obsessed with you in not in a cringy weird way. I'm just mildly obsessed with you and your journey. I think you're cool shit. Okay. We're going to go into some direction now. So let me go back to the energy opening. Wave one, which we're coming up to the tail end of that one right now, was an expansion of understanding the, I don't want to use terms that 4D uses and have to go into a long story. It was an embodiment of a different frequency, we'll call it. So phase one, It doesn't matter if it didn't happen for you, it'll happen in the next one. So when it goes, there's 3 phases, you'll hit one of the phases just by being aware. You still have time. I've been talking all about that in the Starseed events and the events that I held this month. Phase 2 is going to be self-mastery on a whole new level and standing in the spotlight of purpose with this new vibration. So you've got it's coming. It is coming. Let me spoon feed you. It's coming if you align with this energy, if you really use this energy. So the in between phase is about ego mastery. Now, we're going to have to talk about this for a second here. Your ego is your biggest gift. Okay. Your ego is not bad. There should be no ego death. Anybody who's teaching you ego death, that the ego's bad, that you need to be zenned out like fucking Buddha all day, obviously doesn't love their vagina or their dick enough to play with it and realize how great it is to be human. Okay. You are here to literally be human. You are here to honor the human experience as much as the spiritual experience. You are not here to get a megaphone and save the world. You're here to save yourself, and therefore you will understand what's required next. So, mind mastery is what's coming up. Mastering the story you're telling yourself and understanding it, mastering your neurological patterns, how you fire off into old habitual patterns that aren't serving you, how you fire off in your mind and your thought into what mom and dad used to say, or dad and dad, mom and mom, whatever your situation was, listening to the lineage story of your family and not your galactic self. So we have this little gap of mind mastery, mastering your mind and not going into um, fear of financial flow or fear of health or vitality or any of those things. Like I used to, when I was fucking first starting this out, I could tell you the exact penny in my bank account every single moment of the day because I was so afraid of losing it. Like I look at my, I'd be like, okay, and I strategize and a budget. And like, oh my God. Now I'm just like, oh, whatever. When I need it, it's there. It's always there because I've become prosperity. I am prosperity. I don't need prosperity. I am prosperity. So this mastery of thought patterns, this mastery of how your mind works, then arriving into your highest timeline. So I'm teaching it in April. My guides have asked me to teach it. And when my guides ask me to teach something, it's because you're aching to understand. You've asked for it. So I'm hosting a 4-week retreat in April where it's 4 sessions. It's like over the course of 4 weeks, recorded, obviously, where I'm going to teach you to master love, prosperity, all things spiritually attached to being human. I'm going to help you master your journey, your devotion to your higher self. And in all of that, you're going to have an integration of self. By the time I'm done with you in 4 weeks, you should be a magnet for all of your desires and understand how to flip the script and the energy to receive what you want. You'll be a magnet for it, including a magnet for clients. Like you will understand find how to let them find you, how to let your clients find you so you can support them. All the people that you're here on the world to help. That's what I'm going to be doing in April. So I think it's called Ascension and Expansion Retreat. It's on diamondno.com. Just go check it out. If you feel it, get your ass in there. We've got a few seats left. Okay, we're going to go into some divine messages now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect into your energy because I already am, and I'm going to ask your higher self to just support you in what are you aching to know. So 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to give 3 different messages. Let me know which one's for you. All right. Anybody else having like weird? My whole body is just like, the energy is so intense right now. Oh, it's all stiff. All right. Are we doing 1, 2, or 3? Get me in the comments. I'm going to have a quick look at the comments, then we're going to go into it. Amazing. April, literally, you're so sweet for the necklace. Thank you. And it was really, really thoughtful. I appreciate being loved like that. It's so cute. I was like, strong. What the fuck is this? And I open it up and it slides off and it says adds fuck on the inside. And I howled. I was in the car with Corey. We went to go finish signing papers for our house today. And I'm in the car and I just start howling. Corey's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know who sent it to me. I think I know, but I'm not 100% sure. But that was amazing. Okay, let's go into it. We're gonna go into number ones. Okay, so I'm gonna give you direction for this week. Okay, how to navigate until you see my face again, wherever it is you see my face, because it's everywhere right now. I did record the energy forecast today for next week. It's going to be up really soon. So make sure you're following on YouTube with the shorts. I put them there and on TikTok. Um, we are going into a really incredible week. This week is awesome, but the energy is so like wild that my body is like, what is happening? Um, so number ones, you're really in alignment with all of this is why I'm sharing that. So the message for number ones, see both of these is arms wide open, heart open. So this week, what I'm here, both cards are like, ah. So first all, the mantra, thank you, I love you. Okay. I want you to I'm going to give you a couple of different things to practice with, and then I'm going to get into the message. So you're going to look for all the reasons to say thank you, I love you. I very much ache for you to spend time with all four of your bodies, letting all four of your bodies find reasons to say thank you, I love you. This is a gratitude, thank you, I love you, is a megaphone for vibration. It's going to help inspired action move through you with more ease. Okay. So there's that. Then there is, are you listening to your heart? What are you creating? Are you creating from your heart or are you creating from your mind? What's leading the way? Are you super analytical and in all of your fear based thoughts? Really want you to pay attention to what you're saying. Like whatever's coming out of your mouth is what you are right now. So I really want you to think about, what am I putting into motion with my words? Because it's not your words, it's what you believe, but your words are going to give you a pretty good indicator. What story are you telling yourself, or where are you talking a little bit of smack about life? It's time to clean that up. We all do it to some degree. So I want you to clean it up. I want you to clean up any smack talk that's happening. You are probably perfectly suited for this retreat that's happening in April. The other piece of it is, we have two ways in which we function with our energy real quick. We can either function from our power center or our heart. Neither one is right, neither one is wrong. It doesn't matter. It's just a function. So for number ones, I feel like there's some adaptation in how you are taking life in and how you are radiating it out. So I want you to think about, how are you pulling life in? Is there digestive upset? Is there side cramping? Is there hiccups? Is there lower extremity pain? Is there lower back pain, middle back pain? What's going on there? Because what that means is you're pulling life into your navel chakra and you're holding on to it because you don't know what to do with it. So it's time to like let go of the reins a little bit. It's time to liberate yourself a little bit. It's time to move into more heart-centered energy. So I want you to truly look for all of the moments that you can, to find um these little moments, these little pockets of freedom. They're there. I shared last night in the Draco event. I'm doing a channeled 4-week Draco event, and I was sharing there last night that when I lived in Central America, there was this little boy on the beach playing in the water. Every night, families go to the beach to watch the sunset. It's just what you do there. And so you'll see the romantic partners sitting arm in arm right on the shoreline so that the waves can splash them, because they're in that space. They're very connected into Gaia. They're in that space between worlds. And they just sit in the space between time together in the vibration of love, embrace while their kids play. One, isn't that fucking beautiful? That's why I love it there so much. Two, this little boy, so he's playing away, he's splashing, he's having the time of his life, and he found a red solo cup. And this little boy finds this cup and it was just the shit. Like he was having the time of his life. And it's not like it's a crazy poor country. I mean, it's not. They just have different priorities. But he's playing with this red solo cup like it was fucking God. Like he was, oh my God, this is amazing. Um, and then I was sharing from that, like when you go to take a child to a beach, what does it look like? You gotta get your blanket, your umbrella, your sunscreen, your water wings, the colorful bathing suit. You gotta make sure that you're in the right bathing suit, that you're showing just the right amount or a lot if you've got it going on. You've gotta get your pail and your shovel and the toys and the chairs and the umbrella, and it's like, it's so cluttered. Does that not take away from the actual experience? We think that these things make our experiences and that we can't have them without. So number one's, you're going to start to look at how can I simplify and just be in the experience? How can I really truly be in the experience and allow the freedom to flourish through me instead of confusing it and complicating it and littering all over it, you know? Okay, so that's what you're going to do, number one's. Thank you for showing up today. I love you. You're welcome, Stacy. I also love you. All right, let's go into number twos. Why did I do that? Twos. Sometimes I tell you. Okay, this is really interesting. It's very similar in message. It's very similar in message. Um, we're going to take this approach also again from last night. This is just the predominant energy right now. Like the Draco event, there's a lot of that information in this. So Corey and I have a motto together. My man is waking up. It's fucking beautiful. I love him. I love you, baby, if you're watching this. So he's so amazing. And we have this motto together. Choose your bed. Choose your bed. And so we're human. We have these experiences, right? We have timelines where it's like, ugh, and you can get fixated on it. And sometimes we do. Sometimes we're like, oh my God, let's just talk shit. And let's just really talk shit together. And we get in the hot tub and we're like, fuck, you're not even going to believe. And we get right into it. It's so much fun because we find humor in it. Not talking shit about people, talking about shit about life, right? But our motto is choose your bad. And so when you're looking at life and you're looking at situations, I'll give you an example of toxic vulnerability here. My ex sister in law, fucking cunt. Oh, my ex sister in law. The most pretentious, self righteous asshole on the entire planet, but whatever, you do you. Sorry, it's facts. So she goes on this fucking diet, this crazy ass diet, and like is, doing all the things that she needs to do. And it's an ordeal and everybody should know. And she starts to lose weight. And I didn't know she was on the diet because I don't fucking care. And so one day I was like, oh man, are you losing weight? And she's like, yeah, that's what happens when you're poor and you can't afford proper groceries. And I was like, fuck, the only reason I like you or have to is because I'm fucking married to your husband's brother. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, that's an extreme example. Choose your bad. So instead of being like, how about I'm really grateful for what I have. I'm not starving. I'm not homeless. We get so caught up as human in wanting more, being more, aching for more. The same thing with your purpose, baby. It's like, when is it going to be enough? When am I going to be able to pay my bills? When can I leave the 3D world? Like, oh my God. And we get so achy, so fucking achy to have it all or to feel secure within it. And that's all you're aching for is to feel secure. So choose your bad. Choose your bad. Look at it and go, holy fuck, I got to do an energy healing for someone. That's amazing. Oh my God, I got to sell my spiritual art. Oh my God, I sold a piece of art. Fucking celebrate it. Honor it. That's incredible. Hold like a really beautiful woman. So fucking right. Do it up. If that's your thing, do it up. Choose your bad. Look at what serves you. What do you actually have? You would be shocked when you choose your bad. Like, oh, it sucks that I only have rice for dinner today. That's horrible. Okay, I'll talk about health for a second. The ascension symptoms are wild, right? We physically feel them. We feel it. We feel it. We get nauseated. We get emotional. We get headache. We get tired. We feel heavy. It makes us want to be like crawl into bed and give up. Like it's rough sometimes. Okay. Then you can have physical disharmony. I spent years being diagnosed with lupus and aggressive fibromyalgia, as well as I've had cancer twice, along with a bazillion other fucking things. It doesn't even matter. We're not going to go into that. And I got to choose my bad. So even though I was in a wheelchair for a small amount of time or walking with a cane for a small amount of time, and my body was excessively overweight and unhealthy and not thriving, every single day I was like, I'm still here and you're not taking that from me. So you can get fixated on the disharmony. You can get fixated on the ascension symptoms and boo hoo aroo all over the place if you want, but nobody cares. Like, never in the history was I like, oh, whoa, yeah, tell me more. Love that you're being so toxic and vulnerable right now. Whereas if someone was like, man, I can't find a solution. Can we socially think this out together? Fucking right. Let's do it. But if you just want to bitch to me about how horrible things are, I don't care. I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I am confident that big parts of you don't even care. You just want to be seen. So go fix it. Find a solution. So number 2 is you're going to choose your bad. Now with divine purpose, for those of you that are really fucking soaring right now, I want you to understand that one energy changes another energy. You change one human. You support one human. They're going to support nations. When I helped my daughter understand her role in healing self, she was 8 and she went into the schoolyard. They had, like, we're up in Canada. I'm what part Aboriginal. So they had an Aboriginal community come in and they were talking about the powwow and they're talking about their sacred offerings to earth and all these beautiful things. And my daughter, in that moment, because I taught her one thing, they did a circle where they held hands and did some beautiful energy work. My daughter infused everything that she could from Gaia, from her highest self, all of her love, all of her healing. She stayed fixated on love and held hands and watched it move from person to person to person to person to person. You change one life, they're going to go change many. You've done a great job and it will get better and bigger all the time. It doesn't end. So if you think you're in purpose and you're like, oh, it's not enough, you're by saying that it's not enough, it won't be enough. But when you just stay devoted, which is what I'm going to teach you in April, you are literally just going to continue to expand. Never in a million years did I think that I would have 3 global companies. Never. Never in a million years did I think I would have 3 global companies. I'm dyslexic. I never thought I would write a book. Like, I don't want to say I am dyslexic. Let's not do that. Caught myself. It's testing you. No, it's I experience. We never want to say I am and own it, but we can be human. So dyslexia is strong in this one. And I fucking wrote a book. So it's on. You can do this. You've got this. Okay. Let's go into number 3s. Hopefully it was helpful. Was that helpful? I don't know. Let me know. Okay. Let's go into number 3s. Mm. Okay. I just got like my whole stomach dropped. I need to share something with you, but I'm going to share it after this because I've been talking too long. I don't know what's happening. I'm having like a massive download in this moment live on YouTube. This is amazing. I'm gonna breathe through it. Holy fuck. Okay. Um, wow. Okay. I'm just seeing who the hell is having a lot of birds happen in their life right now. Like, I know I am. Um, there's so many birds happening right now. What I'm hearing with this message is, so for number 3s, it's not gonna get taken away, babe. It's not gonna be taken away. You can breathe. The only way it's going to be taken away is if you give it up. The only way it's going to be taken away is if you turn your back on it. That's it. So, can you take the weight off your shoulders? Can you literally take the weight? So, when I think of the birds, anybody that's having a lot of birds right now, you're not held down, love. You are not being held down. Nobody is holding you down. You are ready to soar. And it's just believing in yourself right now. Really believing in yourself right now. The more that you just own the ache for purpose, the ache that says, I'm here for something and I have no idea what it's going to be. The more that you own that, My love, you came here to change the game. You came here for it. I came here for it, and I'm fucking doing it. And if this weirdo over here can do what I do and have what I have and touch lives the way I touch lives, what can you do? Because I'm just some dork. I have no desire to be popular. Could you imagine if I actually tried? Like, I don't even know. Like, I love my followers. We have lots across the platforms. Can you imagine if I actually tried? If I was like, "Okay," and I stopped swearing and using the C word and actually took this, like, if I really, really tried, I think maybe I don't actually care. I'm here for you because we see each other, we love each other, we resemble each other. I see you, I love you, I honor you. All the people in these comments, and if I don't love you, I usually tell you. Um, I'm just here to show you I'm your gateway. This is my role. I am your gateway. I am the gateway that you will walk through. I found the I am the gate. This is literally in my downloads. Um, I had to go through all of it. I had to go through all of it for you so that you didn't have to. That's my role on this planet was to have everything stolen from me, including my own body, to have everything taken from me so that I could become an ultimate creator. My role is to sit here and awaken the wisdom within you and support you in your self awareness, to tell you that all you have to do is love yourself. All you have to do is love yourself. It's so simple, but we love to complicate it. And the more that you love yourself, the more that you love that ache, you honor that ache, it's not going to get taken away from you. Number three is you are ready to soar. It's time. It's time. It's time to spread your fucking wings. It's time to realize that there's no ropes around your ankles. It is time to go. It is time, like, fucking share your wisdom and don't share it. I know you're not going to. I always just have the mentality of, one, I don't believe anything. I just think a certain way right now because who fucking knows? Two, I can take you as far as I am. I can take you as far as I am. I can also put you through the gateway into your own path because I just found out this year that that's actually my full mission. That I don't have to be up all here all for very much longer. That I'm just here to literally help you walk through the gate. I'm your gate. I'm your gate to freedom. And so that is why I'm running that retreat in April. That is going to be your gateway to freedom. It is the prelude to the book. And you know what I'm going to do? Because I think it's fun. I ordered a whole bunch of books and I'm going to send 3 books out. I'm going to ship 3 books. Um, I'm going to put it, so we're going to do a thing where also there's a contest in the newsletter, by the way. That's coming out Friday. So sign up at domino.com. But for the retreat, I'm going to pick 3 people and I'm going to write you, I'm going to type out a psychic message for you and put a little gift in there and the book, and I'm going to mail it to you. And so even if you already have the book, pay it forward. Just give your book to someone else and you'll have one from me with all of my love in it. Just give all of my love in it, whether you want it or not. Take it. So there's that. So I'm really excited about that. And then, yeah, the newsletter. It's coming out this week. It has a little cute contest in it. Just a little fun. We need to have some fun, I think. Mhm. All right, my darlings. I love you all. I'm going to quick look at. Hell no, this is it. Fuck not using the F word. Right? I don't know. I think everybody swears. Like, I was married to a Jehovah's Witness and they're not allowed to swear, right? And I remember him being like, for Pete's sake. And then eventually I'd catch him being like, fuck. Rah, rah, rah. And I was like, oh, I haven't heard it. Oh. So if you don't swear, then you're not. Why? Who said swear words were bad? Religion. Some fucking dude on a pedestal who said, these are the rules in order to arrive in the kingdom. No, it's not. It's not. No, I am in my own kingdom. Thank you very much. So, gonna swear because everybody does. So get over it. I get comments all the time on, like, blows my mind. I get comments on, you'd be easier to digest if you didn't swear so much. I'm like, then go digest something else. Like, there's probably some arrowroot cookies at the grocery store that would serve you well. Go do that. I get lately a lot of like, hallelujah, amen, praise Jesus. I'm like, why the fuck are you following me? Like, what is happening? Please do not. God. And I don't even know what to do. I'm just like, oh, eventually I'm gonna piss you off when you see more. So okay. So getting a lot of that. And then a whole lot of, like, proposals. A whole lot of proposals. Oh, it's great. Okay, I'm officially done. Literally enjoy this vibe. I know that the energy is weird, um, but man, you've got this. You are here for it. You came here for it. It's in you. It's all in you. You have a plan. It's in your compass. You have a plan. So just stay heart centered and it's going to happen. Don't lose sight of that and don't doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. There's that. So until I see you again, wherever it is I see you, hopefully in the retreat, go look in the mirror and find as many reasons as you can to say thank you. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Mwah.